What is scenario 12D? We know it's a war game scenario, that it has to do with airline counterterrorism. Why is that important enough to kill for?
Because it's no longer a game.
But if some terrorist group wants to act out this scenario, why target you for assassination?
Depends on who your terrorists are.
The men who conceived of it in the first place. You're saying our government plans to commit a terrorist act against a domestic airline?
There you go. Indicting the entire government as usual. It's a faction. A small faction.
For what possible gain?
The Cold War's over, John. But with no clear enemy to stockpile against, the arms market's flat. But bring down a fully loaded 727 into the middle of New York City, and you'll find a dozen tin-pot dictators all over the world just clamoring to take responsibility and begging to be smart-bombed.
I can't believe it. This is about increasing arms sales.
Mm-hmm. This is birdcage liner. Wild-eyed crap right up there with Elvis as an alien and two-headed babies.
You obviously read it.
Don't be so damn naive.
You're absolutely sure that this is the targeted flight?
This flight was chosen primarily for its visibility. It's scheduled to pass over Manhattan on its way to Boston.
You said they intend to bring us down in the middle of New York City?
Byers, your flight's going to make an unscheduled stop in exactly 22 minutes.
The corner of Liberty and Washington, Lower Manhattan.
The World Trade Center. I'm going to crash the plane into the World Trade Center.
I'll tell the flight crew.
All right, try cutting electrical power.
They've thought of that. They've thought of everything.
New York Center, this is Atlantic. National Flight 265 Heavy. We are declaring an emergency. We have 110 souls on board, 16,000 pounds of fuel. We've got manual override.
The Lone Gunman ran in 2001.
That's right. 2000. It was a mid-season replacement, so we. Oh yeah, right. 2001. We shot in 2000. January 2001. We started airing.
When did you shoot the episode with the government secretly hijacking a jet by remote control to fly to the World Trade Center?
Yeah, that we shot in March of 2000.
On the morning of September 11th, 2001, you see a plot from the TV show you were in, to some extent, coming true. Tell us in a nutshell what happened in that episode.
There is a government plot where they take a computer and basically override all the pilot's control systems, and by remote control are going to fly it into the World Trade Center in the series to start a worldwide war on terror, on terrorists.
So what do you think it is, or any ideas or feelings or thoughts on that? You know, what is it? Is it an inside track, a conspiracy with the writers of the Lone Gunman? Or is it that they were tuned into the news? And, I mean, Tom Clancy
wrote it in his book, too, right? The interesting thing that I had heard, that this goes back before even Lionel Chetwynd, that Chris Carter was at a cocktail party, and he felt very out of place, and apparently he was in a tuxedo way in the corner, and the psychic came over to him and said, whatever you're working on is going to make you a ton of money. And that was just before he did the X-Files. Well, that psychic I talked to, I go, what were you doing at the Hollywood party? She goes, I was hired by the CIA to go to parties and then just go home and email what I talked about at people. So the CIA has been tracking Hollywood parties since the 80s in order to determine, because, you know, Hollywood films
they set the agenda.
They set a foreign policy, sort of. I mean,
it's a projection. It's America's dominance. They admit a lot of it's Hollywood.
Right. And so they want to make sure that all the producers and the writers, that nobody's thinking anything so radical or doing a movie that will completely undermine their foreign policy plans. And that they do that through sending women to parties and having them email. It's the weirdest thing. It's kind of creepy. Everybody I tell in Hollywood, all my actor friends, are kind of freaked out about it.